Hello everyone, today is December 11th, 2015, and these are your Sarno class weekly updates. I have had such an amazing week with each and every one of you, and parents, I so appreciate all of the support that you've given me. You guys have been great about returning emails and being in touch. I think we're going to have a great year and semester together. To give you an idea of how I envision these weekly newsletters happening is I'm going to provide them to you this way. I know often in the shuffle of just life, we lose the weekly update newsletters that get printed off or through email and we just can't track them. I'm going to try this. I've seen it be successful in a few other classes here at Promise Road. So I'm going to see how this works for us and we'll play it by ear. But I think that they are really great in that you can listen to them whenever you want to. They'll always be available via my YouTube channel. You can listen to them whenever you have free time. You're taking your student to soccer practice or sitting at the table doing homework. You can both listen to them together. And it's going to give you an opportunity to talk about what we've been doing in class and have a conversation as if all three of us are there talking together. It's going to be really cool, and I'm excited. So, without further ado, here are this week's announcements and reminders. Number 1, our field trip is coming up on January 6th. It's going to be a Wednesday. I sent out an email this week correcting that date for you, so it will be Wednesday the 6th. I need all field trip money, permission slips, and waiver forms due by this Monday. I had a lot of students take one home today. They should be blue. They should look like this. So please ask your student for it. I printed off new ones. If they have the original copy, it was gold, and that will work just fine as well. But you need to go onto the Hoosier Heights website and fill out the waiver form there. If you need a link, I sent it to you in my email that I sent this week. So go to refer to it, and that should be a really convenient place for you to find it. Next Tuesday, I am going to have the chance to meet all of you if you choose to come to our Meet the Teacher night. This will be an opportunity for you to just meet me, to see our classroom, and just to get a feel of what we're doing here at Promise Road together. It is a family event, so if you have other siblings or children that you need to bring with you, that's totally fine. It's going to be on the, oh goodness, that will be the 15th, December 15th from 7 to 7:30. Some of you have already RSVP'd, which is great. I look forward to meeting all of you then. Also next week, our Secret Santa shop is going to be open for students. They will be able to purchase gifts for family members through this program. They're often very, very affordable gifts. So if your child wants to participate in the giving season, they will have the option to do that through this program. Feel free to send money with them as well, too. Thank you. Winter break will be coming up on December 18th next week. I'm sure all of your kids are very excited to be out on break again. That being said, we are also only a week away from our winter party. Many of you have offered to volunteer or to send in goodies for their party bags. Remember, these items cannot be food items. Just because of all the allergies, we don't want to find ourselves in a place where we end up being in trouble for, something bad happening. I am going to forward your names, those of you that have offered to volunteer, to Mrs. Lynn Pointer. She will be in contact with you about this event. Also, our next Panther Challenge is due just January 15th. Make sure your students are logging their minutes. If they are able to do that, they will get one of the brains for math challenges and then also a book for the reading challenges when we get back from break. On a side note, I am still trying to figure out everything. As you know, I'm getting a Noblesville email. I'm working on trying to figure out the Canvas pages. And I'm also trying to figure out our classroom event. I have told the kids I cannot find where our tissue boxes went. I don't know if they went through a lot of them earlier this quarter. But if you have any extra tissues, or tape that you would be willing to donate to our classroom for the students to use, that would be greatly appreciated. We are down to this one box on my desk that all 28 of us are trying to use. So it'd be really great if we got some tissue boxes in our classroom for the winter months that are coming up. Lastly, if you or your child are a Twitter user, feel free to follow our classroom account at Sarno Class. I'm going to put a little button down here for you to read that. It's just my last name with class. It's one word. On there, I am updating it daily, trying to just fill you in about what we are doing in class and what we're accomplishing. I think it's just going to be another tool for us to communicate with each other so that you feel like you are in the loop about what your child's learning at school. This week in class, we have covered a bunch of things. Specifically in literacy, we have been reading and progressing through our George Washington Sox book. We have briefly touched on the Revolutionary War through this book, but we have mostly also used it to investigate the ideas of conflict, character, development, expanding vocabulary with specific into like military regards. And students have used this novel as a mentor text to help aid them in crafting their own historical fiction stories that we've been doing in writing. Students, I want to take a moment with literacy. Tell your parents about one new vocabulary term that you have learned from George Washington Sox this week. We've been doing those through Nearpod, so you should be experts on all of that new vocabulary. In math, we have been exploring the uses of percent, fractions, and decimals in everyday life. I have recently been able to work out the kinks on that Canvas page a little bit. I'm still working on it. I'm hoping to have it good to go after the weekend. But students, tell your parents about one example in everyday life that we can use percents, fractions, or decimals. I'm going to pause and let you do that. Okay, and in social studies, we have been exploring the ideas of what would motivate people to take the risk of settling in the English colonies. This week, we specifically uncovered the founding of the Southern colonies. Students, I want you to tell your parents about the 3 types of workers that lived in the Southern colonies. We discussed these yesterday, so they should still be pretty fresh in your brain. And finally, in writing, as I said, we've been crafting historical fiction stories. Your students have been taking their seed ideas and generating those into storyboards. And then finally today we've been developing characters and we've been talking about symbolism. I want you students to tell your parents about at least 2 objects you are going to try and incorporate into your writing this week for symbolism. So pause, tell them 2 objects you're going to use as symbolism in your writing. Okay, those are all of our weekly updates. Please feel free to email me with any questions you may have. These videos will not be as long as this one currently is. I will try to do them in 5 minutes or less. Sorry, it's just the first one. I wanted to give you plenty of information on how this is going to work. But have a great weekend. I can't wait to see the kids on Monday. And parents, I hope to see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much. Bye.